Thank you for watching this help video. We're asked here to graph the function x squared minus 2x plus 7. So how do we graph these type of quadratics when written in this polynomial form? Well, just like using the vertex form, we have to identify where the center of the parabola is, where the vertex is. Now, since this equation doesn't provide that information for me, I have to be a detective and find what that value is. So we're going to first begin by figuring out the horizontal shift from the origin by using the following formula. Negative b divided by 2a. This means we're going to get negative 1, multiply with the value of b, and divide that number by 2 times the value of a. Now, where do we get the numbers a and b? Well, the numbers a and b come again from the quadratic formula or the quadratic equation, where a and b are those values there. So the first term, a, is going to be the number 1. And so let me label this. This would be a. And the coefficient to the linear term, which would be b. So the b value would be negative 2. So we're going to put negative 2 in the first parentheses. And the a value is 1. So we're going to put 1 down there. So let's multiply the top. That's 2. We'll multiply the bottom, which is also 2. And then divide, which is 1. So the vertex has been shifted horizontally 1 unit to the right. So it has an x coordinate of 1. Now to figure out the vertical shift, we simply now use this number and plug it in to our quadratic equation. So we have 1x to the second power minus 2 times 1 and plus 7. Let me just make this smaller in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to plug in the number 1 there. I'm going to plug in the number 1 there and evaluate this. Let me just make it smaller now so it's not in the way. So let's figure out what this value equals. So we get an answer of 6. So our vertex is shifted 1 unit to the right and 6 units up. So let's plot that point. So this is the location of our vertex. And again, because the shape of this thing is going to be a parabola, it's going to be symmetrical through that vertex. So there's this imaginary vertical line cutting the parabola into 2 equal parts. Now the only thing left to identify is any other point. In this polynomial form, the easiest point to use is going to be the y-intercept. Because remember, that occurs, our y-intercept occurs when our x value is going to be 0. So if I replace 0 in for the x's, this becomes 0, this becomes 0. So 0 plus 7 is simply going to equal to the constant to this value right there every single time. So we're going to cross the y-axis in this scenario at 7. And again, because of symmetry, this is what the left and right side of the parabola will look like. So there, we have successfully graphed the equation x squared minus 2x plus 7.